the balance, Amy. I love it. Blend is better. Good. Okay, everybody, what would you like to learn? How to finish what I start, Jeff. All right, cool. I can talk a little bit more about that. This is great. Better time management, Allison. More resilient. Yeah, Becky, that's a good one. Okay. Ways to manage stress. Ooh, we haven't really touched stress much in this series yet. We can do stress. Tariq, you got it. Okay. To scuba dive. Julie, you gotta do a story on scuba diving. I love it.
Ooh, that scares me. I could conquer snorkeling. Scuba dive scares me.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Fear I need to conquer.
Maybe I'll share one of my scuba diving stories for you in a couple weeks. I got some crazy ones. Liz, it's not even letting things go that bug you that I want to learn. I want to let go people that bug me, right? Not even things. I want to do that. Procrastination. Victoria, on procrastination, if I can, what I'll do, you can email me, ryan@ryanaver.com. There's a really good TED Talk, and I forget the name of the person, but they did it, and I'll send it to you. There's a really good one about that one. Protecting my boundaries. Love that one. We could definitely talk and do that one. Okay.
One thing, as you're typing in the chat pod, we want to encourage you. There is a button on the bottom that allows you to respond to both panelists and attendees. We have gotten some feedback that when you can engage with each other, it makes it a little more fun. We love that. Be mindful of what you're posting, of course. But yeah, if you change that to button at the bottom, you can respond to more of us, and you can see what Ryan and I see. Yeah. How to say no and set boundaries. Ooh, a lot of those I'm seeing popping up.
Yeah, well, okay, we'll add. So y'all know, I created today's Tuesday's takeaways from your comments last week, so you know. So like Kim, getting to the point across in a positive manner, we'll talk a little bit about that one today, for sure. Hello, everyone. Motivate employees. Oh, you're in the right spot, Jeff. We're gonna definitely talk about that one today. Use my free time more efficiently. That's good. Hey, Jocelyn.
Run a half marathon. Wow.
Nice. One of the things I would like to learn that I am learning that my wife is cringing about is I'm learning the piano. So I'm like, beep, 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 beep. And she's like, can you shut the door? And I'm like, okay.
I got a text last night from my good friend who said, I love that my teenage daughter is learning the bass and Queen, but if I hear Another One Bites the Dust one more time, we're finding new songs for her to practice to learn.
Yes, I love it. Brian, want to finish the book I started writing. Going back to the very first Tuesday takeaway. Okay, I use that example. So remember, you have access to all these on demand. So go to reallearningtuesdays.com/on/demand. And for those of you who are about to get started here, please answer the question. What's one thing you'd like to learn this year? I read all these comments and then I build the Tuesday takeaways off of what you want to do.
I'm going to put the on-demand link in there for y'all to grab.
Oh.
All right. Few more seconds here as we let everyone else join. Be better to myself, help promote. Ooh, love it. These are good. These are good. And again, as Ryan says, we look at them after the event and discuss and find new ways that we can help make these impactful for you, motivating, inspiring, all of that. We're going to be together for a year. So let's make the best of it. All right. With that, let's get started. Ladies and gentlemen, Ryan Avery.
All right, let's jump in. What I want to do every start of the month is recap a few things from last month, right? So last month's theme was uncover. So one of the things that we uncovered were the 3 S's. Remember, setting goals is different than starting goals, is different than succeeding at goals. And we want to focus on succeeding, okay? We also talked about patience, persistence, and purpose, focusing on the reason for which it is done. And one of my favorites within that section is understanding the difference between abilities versus capabilities, right? Ability means you can do something. Capable means you have the power to do something, right? So we want to be capable and we want to help other people be capable as well. In this week, what we're going to do in this whole month is we're going to unlearn some things, okay? That's the whole theme for the month. And what I want to do is I want to unlearn 3 A's. These A's that I'm going to give you are based off of your comments from last week, so I appreciate that. So make sure you put in the comments and talk with us, because I read them. I spend an hour on them and circle them, highlight them and everything. So here are the 3 A's. The first one, and this is really your major Tuesday takeaway, and it comes from my daughter. So last holiday season, we celebrated Hanukkah and we celebrated Christmas, and Santa brought my daughter a bike, a new bike. And she was so excited, and we had to go out, and we live in Colorado, so it's freezing cold. And so we're getting on the bike, and I'm explaining to her that she might fall. And I'm going, hey, part of bike riding means you're gonna fall. And she goes, Dad, I'm aware. And I was like, whoa, okay, first off, all right, where did you learn that word, aware? Second off, we're gonna talk about that attitude in a second. And third off, okay, she taught me a very important lesson, because when I started riding a bike, or when I start doing things, sometimes I might be afraid. And here's the A I want us to unlearn. And this is your Tuesday takeaway, really, that I want you to think about, okay? There's a difference between being afraid and being aware. And that's what I want to focus on this week, okay? See, what happens is when we're afraid, it prevents us from doing things. When we're aware, it prepares us to do the right things. So what I want us to look at is the things that we're afraid of, because being afraid, it's simply not going to allow you to accomplish your goal. Being afraid doesn't allow you to do what you want to do, right? But being aware does, because now you understand, I'm going to fall, this might happen, this is what it's going to do. So think about what we can do when we take the things that we're afraid of and we turn it into the things that we're aware of. So that's what I want you to do this week. I want you to take one thing that you're afraid of, and I want you to make aware of it, okay? So question, and thank you, Emily, for putting in the comments. What are you afraid of? I want to know. What are you afraid of, okay? Anything. Is it personal, professional? What are you afraid of, okay? And Stacy, I love that. Fear doesn't stop death, it stops life. You are so right. So what I want us to do is I want to focus on being aware this year. And yes, I had a conversation about my any of you have kids and you see them and you're like, where'd you learn that word? And second off, the sass that they get, I don't even know where it comes from. And she's like, boom, boom, boom. My 4-year-old, if you ever meet her, she is a little sass queen and I love it. All right, second A that I want us to focus on, okay? And this one's a big one in leadership. A lot of us want to be better leaders. That's the point of why we're on these calls, okay? So this one is all about the difference of being aggressive versus being direct. Okay, so here's this concept that I want to talk about. And I've been lucky in my life to consult and work with a lot of companies and work with several leaders. And one of the major issues that I find is that their leaders are too aggressive. And here's the difference to me between aggressive versus being direct. Those of anyone who's aggressive, right? Aggression means ready to attack, and no one wants to feel like they're attacked. Aggression typically comes when people they're fearing the leader. When I see the leaders being direct, what that means is they want to follow the leader. So what I want you to first think about is, are you fearing that leader or are you following that leader? Are people fearing you or are they following you? Most likely, if they're following you, it's because they're being direct. So let's think about that, right? So aggression means ready to attack. Direct means you are helping people move from one place to the next. That's leadership, right? That's leadership, is getting people to move to one place to the next. And for some reason, there's people who think that they have to be aggressive to get what they want. Be aggressive, do this. No, we have to be direct. So here is there's an old school leadership style that ties into aggression, especially within leadership. It's called command and control. So most aggressive leaders, what they do is they try to command and control. They try to command and control their team. They try to command and control the situation. That's not going to work in today's world, okay? What direct leaders do is they direct and they drive. That should be our role. Okay, our role as the leader should be to direct people, to get them from one place to the next, and to drive them of how to get there. Okay, so where can you, myself included, all of us do a better job of being less aggressive and being more directive? Okay, I want to be directive. I don't want to be aggressive whenever I'm leading people. Okay, I don't want people to fear me. I want people to follow me. Same with you, right? All right. And then the third one today, this one's a big one for me for a variety of reasons. And this one came up in the chat box a lot in some form or the other, some synonym of this word. And the other A word that I want us to unlearn is the word awkward, okay? And it's the difference between being awkward versus being comfortable. And why I say this is we talked about this last week, right, of the importance of comfort. But by definition, awkward means causing difficulty. And so sometimes we will label people or situations as awkward when in fact what it is, they're not difficult, they're different. I'm not a difficult person. I'm a very different person, obviously. Look at me, right? But I'm not difficult. But and understanding and liking those differences is what makes us unique, right? I'm different in a lot of ways, but that's why I like myself. That's why my wife likes me. That's why my friends like me. So how can we do a better job of not being difficult, but it's okay to be different? And so what I want us to focus on is really this understanding of getting into situations where we're not labeling ourselves as awkward, we're labeling ourselves as comfortable. Now, there's some things that come into play here, and I want to give you an analogy that I came up with that helps better understand the difference between, because within this, I don't want you to change who you are. I don't want you to like say, hi, how are you doing? Great. You know, like, I don't want you to be somebody who you're not, okay? So here's the best way that I can explain this. All right, so let's say Emily takes me to a football game. She likes football. I do not like sports very much, but I'm going to go with Emily because Emily's cool. I like Emily. She's turning out to be a really good friend of mine. So we're going to go. It's going to be fun. Vikings. Yes, I know, Emily. We know that you're a Vikings fan. Everyone knows you're a Vikings fan. So we're going to go to a Vikings game, right? So we're going to go and we're going to have fun. I'm going to be like, Emily, I don't know what's happening. She's going to explain it to me, and we're going to drink some beers. We're going to have some fun. And, you know, we're going to get up and we're going to be like, yeah, this is great. And I'm going to be like, hi, I have no idea what's going on, but I'm having a good time because I want to hang out with Emily. Okay. Then let's say Amy or Liz, they want to take me to an art gallery or like a music festival or something like that, right? And let's say Amy takes me to an art gallery. I don't know much about art, but again, I like Amy, so I'm going to go to the art gallery. And this time we're not drinking beer, we're drinking martinis and we're whispering and we're like, why is this art $14 million? I have no idea. We're laughing, we're having a good time. Okay. Here's what I want to share within this. If Emily invites me to the football game and I bring a martini shaker and I'm sitting down and I'm whispering, I'm like, Viking games are so great. She's going to be like, what? This guy sucks. Okay. And if I go to the art gallery with Amy and I'm drinking beer and I'm like, yes, our rules. Amy's going to be like, oh my gosh, I should never have invited Ryan to the art gallery. Okay. I share this because of this. I'm not changing who I am. I'm changing the way in which I deliver it based off of the environment I'm in. And that's an important aspect of feeling comfortable and not being awkward, okay? So I don't know much about football. I don't know much about sports. I don't know much about art, but I'm not changing who I am. I'm changing the way in which I deliver it. So here's really what I want you to look at, okay? I want you to look at who you're following and who is following you and what type of leader you want to be this week, okay? Do you want to be this afraid, aggressive, awkward leader? Or do you want to be this aware, direct, comfortable leader? I know what type of leader I want to be. And these are decisions. These are decisions we get to make, okay? You get to decide if you're afraid. You get to decide if you're aggressive. You get to decide if you're awkward. I am deciding that I want to be aware, that I want to be direct, and that I want to be comfortable with who and what it is that I am doing. This is our Tuesday takeaway of the day, okay? What I want us to do is I want us all to pick one thing that we're afraid of, and I want to see what we can do to make us more aware of it so we can accomplish our goals. Because remember, when we're afraid, it prevents us from doing things. When we are aware, it prepares us to do the right thing. With that, that is your Tuesday takeaway. And for that, I'm here to remind you, don't live a life, live the life.
Thank you, Ryan. Always good stuff. This was a fun one, guys. We were
Thanks.
engaging with each other. Keep in mind, I have the power to kick people out, so you better take those Packers and Bears comments. I'm just kidding. Thank you so much for joining us today. A lot of questions have come up about how to watch on demand. Ryan also created a worksheet for us to share on your social media platform. So let me grab that and send that to you as well. But here on the screen, you should be able to see how you can connect with the Tuesday Takeaway on demand options. That's visible, I think. And of course, if you're ever interested in learning more about degree programs at Bellevue University, we'd love to talk with you about your goals, a lot of which Ryan is letting us identify more clearly, I believe, personally.
And so y'all know, like, I don't think a lot of people know this, like, I'm a Bellevue University student, by the way. So I'm getting my master's at Bellevue University. That's kind of like part of this, right? So yeah.
So he's got real world experience about how it works. So wonderful. All right. If you have any questions, please let us know in the chat pod, of course. We hope you'll watch on demand, share it with people, and of course, join us next Tuesday. Thanks, everyone. Have a great
Motivators. Bye.